Background extinction. Background extinction is the steady and natural process by which species disappear over long periods of time due to environmental factors, evolutionary changes, or competition with other species. It is not triggered by sudden or catastrophic events, but rather reflects the ongoing ebb and flow of life on Earth. Scientists estimate that around 95% of all species extinctions throughout history have been background extinctions. A well-known example is the gradual disappearance of the Steller's sea cow in the 18th century due to hunting and ecological imbalance. Although it happens slowly, this type of extinction constantly shapes the diversity of life without drawing much attention. Mass extinction. Mass extinction refers to a rare but profound event where a significant percentage of species on Earth become extinct in a relatively short period of geological time. These events are typically caused by dramatic environmental changes such as asteroid impacts, massive volcanic eruptions, or abrupt climate shifts. Earth has experienced 5 major mass extinction events, including the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction that wiped out the non-avian dinosaurs approximately 65 million years ago. These events can reset ecosystems, eliminate dominant species, and pave the way for new evolutionary paths. Mass extinctions mark the most devastating losses in Earth's biological history. Functional extinction. The term functional extinction refers to the situation in which a species is technically still alive, but its population is significantly reduced to the point where it cannot complete its role in the ecosystem or reproduce successfully. There is a possibility that the species is still around, but it is no longer contributing significantly to the natural world in any significant way. For instance, the northern white rhinoceros is considered to be functionally extinct due to the fact that there are only 2 females that are infertile, which prevents natural reproduction from occurring. Without the involvement of humans, the chances of these animals surviving are practically non-existent, despite the fact that they are still alive. The occurrence of this particular type of extinction serves as an urgent warning indication that a total loss is on the horizon. Local extinction, extirpation. Local extinction, also known as extirpation, happens when a species disappears from a particular geographic area, but still exists in other locations. This is different from global extinction and often results from human activity like deforestation, urban development, or hunting. A notable example is the local extinction of gray wolves in many regions of the United States, though populations continue to survive elsewhere and have since been reintroduced in some areas. Local extinctions can disrupt ecosystems by removing key predators or prey, often leading to overpopulation or collapse of other species in the food chain. Ecological extinction. The term ecological extinction refers to a condition in which a species is still present in the world, albeit in small numbers, but its ability to have a substantial impact on their ecosystem has diminished. In this case, the emphasis is placed on ecological roles rather than just reproduction, which is a little departure from the concept of functional extinction. The almost complete extinction of sea otters as a result of fur trade is a good illustration of this phenomenon. Their absence resulted in an excessive number of sea urchins, which ultimately contributed to the destruction of kelp forests. When sea otters were brought back into the ecosystem, the equilibrium was fixed. The concept of ecological extinction highlights the fact that even relatively minor reductions in the number of species can have significant repercussions when they spread throughout entire ecosystems. Commercial extinction. Commercial extinction occurs when a species becomes so rare that it is no longer economically feasible to harvest, hunt, or fish for it. This often happens with marine species such as Atlantic cod, which were once plentiful but became commercially extinct due to overfishing. Though some individuals still exist, the population is too small to support commercial industries. The term highlights a financially driven tipping point, where the value of exploiting a species collapses. Commercial extinction typically precedes full biological extinction and represents a serious failure of resource management. Pseudo-extinction, phyletic extinction. The term pseudo-extinction, which is often referred to as phyletic extinction, describes a situation in which a species does not become extinct in the conventional sense, but rather transforms into a different classification of organism. Although the original form is no longer present, its genetic lineage is carried on in a new form over time. A well-known illustration of this phenomenon is the transition of certain dinosaur species into birds. Anthropogenic extinction. Anthropogenic extinction is directly caused by human activities such as deforestation, overhunting, pollution, habitat destruction, and climate change. This type of extinction is accelerating rapidly and is the main driver of biodiversity loss in the modern era. A famous historical case is the dodo bird, which was hunted to extinction in the 1600s by European sailors and invasive species brought to Mauritius. Today, animals like elephants, tigers, and orangutans are critically endangered due to human encroachment. Anthropogenic extinction underscores humanity's outsized impact on the natural world and the urgent need for conservation. Co-extinction. The extinction of one species might lead to the extinction of another species that was dependent on that species. This phenomenon is known as co-extinction. Relationships between species that are specialized, such as those between pollinators and plants, parasites and hosts, or predators and prey, are where this phenomenon is most frequently observed. For instance, it is said that the Calvaria tree in Mauritius ceased germinating when the dodo became extinct. The dodo was responsible for facilitating the sprouting of the tree's seeds by breaking down the tough outer coats of the seeds. Despite the fact that it has been contested, this story exemplifies the intricate interdependencies that in ecosystems. The phenomenon of co-extinction demonstrates that the world's biodiversity is intricately intertwined, and that the extinction of a single species can have far-reaching effects. Silent extinction. Silent extinction refers to species disappearing without attracting public attention or scientific awareness. These are often small, obscure, or poorly studied organisms, such as insects, amphibians, fungi, or deep-sea creatures. Due to limited data and media coverage, their extinction often goes unnoticed until after the fact. Insects, for example, are experiencing massive population declines worldwide. But because they're not high-profile animals, their loss is underreported. Yet their roles in pollination and decomposition are vital. Silent extinction poses a hidden threat to ecological balance and can undermine ecosystem services before we realize the full impact. Genomic extinction. Genomic extinction is the loss of genetic diversity within a species, reducing its ability to adapt, reproduce, or survive changing conditions. Even if a species survives numerically, a narrow gene pool can make it highly vulnerable to disease, climate change, or environmental stress. For example, cheetahs have extremely low genetic diversity, making them susceptible to illness and inbreeding-related issues. This type of extinction is often invisible but dangerously irreversible. Without enough genetic variation, a species can spiral into functional or full extinction even if its numbers appear stable for a while. Cultural extinction, human-specific. Cultural extinction refers to the disappearance of languages, traditions, and knowledge systems, especially among indigenous peoples. While it's not biological extinction, it represents a significant loss to human diversity and environmental knowledge. Many indigenous cultures hold unique insights into sustainable living, ecosystem management, and biodiversity. The extinction of a language, for instance, often means the loss of centuries of ecological wisdom. Cultural extinction is driven by colonization, globalization, and modernization, and it can disconnect humanity from nature in ways that threaten both our survival and that of other species. Sixth, mass extinction, ongoing event. The sixth mass extinction is a term used by scientists to describe the current human-driven biodiversity crisis. Unlike previous mass extinctions caused by natural forces, this one is fueled by anthropogenic factors such as climate change, habitat destruction, pollution, and overexploitation of resources. According to the UN, over 1 million species are at risk of extinction within decades. What makes this extinction event particularly alarming is that it is unfolding rapidly and is well documented in real time. Many biologists believe we have already entered this phase, which threatens the very fabric of life on Earth, including human well-being. Let us know in the comments what shocked you the most. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more powerful, fact-packed videos like this one.